آفرین تا جهان آفرید، نیاورد جز مهر و نیکی پدید. بداندیشی و کینه و دشمنی، بود خوی و کردار اهریمنی. تازه بودش نیاز، بشد انجمن از دلیران پارس، ز پاکان و روشن ضمیران پارس. دلیران زداید نشان بدی، برافروزدان پره ایزدی. سپربند کند بزم ناباد را، کند باربر از هنر خود را. هنر دانش و رامش و شادیت، هماهنگی و صلح و آزادیت. شوریدان نباشد من مباد، یکی بود و بر زنده تر نباد.
آفرین نبرد پهلوی برمیگرده.
روحت شاد!
ایرانیان آزادیخواه، فرزندان دلیر سرزمین پارس، با جدیت و عزم راسخ از شما می‌خواهم که قدرت جمعیتان را به نیروهای سرکوبگر نهاد جمهوری اسلامی و تمام دنیا نشان دهید. برخیزید و اتحادتان را به نمایش بگذارید تا تاریکی عقب نشیند. از شما آزادیخواهان می‌خواهم که در کنار هم و در یک روز و یک ساعت در سراسر ایران بزرگ قدرت جمعی خودتان را به صورت امن به نمایش بگذارید. نیروهای سرکوبگر توان مقابله با شما را در همه شهرها و خیابانها ندارند. به نیروهای مسلح ملی فرمان می‌دهم در خانه بمانید. در آن روز بزرگ که مردم قدرتشان را آشکار می‌کنند، از مقابله با برادران و خواهران ایرانی خودداری کنید. به یاد آورید که شما نگهبانان ملت هستید، نه ابزار سرکوب. کشورهای خارجی تنها برای پیشبرد اهداف خود عمل می‌کنند و نبایستی مسئولیت تغییر و جایگزینی حکومت را بر گردن بگیرند. این حرکت نهایی بر دوش شما مردم آزادیخواه خواهد بود. پیروزی نور بر تاریکی قطعی است. به نام ایران و به حکم رسالت تاریخی از شما می‌خواهم که به یاری ایران بیایید. افتخار شما در نگهبانی از تمامیت ارضی ایران و جان و مال ملت ایران است. برخیزید. آزادی شما در همبستگی و شجاعت شماست.
درود میفرستم به شما بازاری‌ها و مردمی که خیابان‌های تهران را به دست خود گرفته اید. وضعیت اقتصادی مملکت تا زمانی که این رژیم سر کار هست رو به زوال خواهد بود. زمان این رسیده است که همبستگی خود را بیش از پیش حفظ بکنیم. از تمام اقشار جامعه می‌خواهم که به سایر همیهنانتون که در خیابان‌ها هستند بپیوندید و شعار سقوط نظام را سر دهید.
مرگ بر دیکتاتور!
و به خصوص پیام من به نیروهای امنیتی و انتظامی این است: سرنوشت خود را به دست خودتان بگیرید. این نظام در حال فروپاشی است. در مقابل مردم نایستید، به مردم بپیوندید. ما پیروزیم چون حق با ماست و متحد و یک صدا هستیم.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to today's edition of The Goldie Show. Thank you all for joining. Before I actually begin the live stream, I'm going to wait for more people to join in both on YouTube and X. And so I hope you will indulge me in playing a few more videos. This one is the unofficial national anthem of Iran, and it is it has become a pro revolution, anti-Islam, pro Shah song. It is from before 1979. So indulge me for a few moments as we get the room warmed up, the live stream warmed up. Guys, we have a lot to go through tonight. The developments in occupied Iran have been absolutely insane. And yes, Avist, you are correct. We are going to play Iran. And for all of the Iranians who are tuning in on YouTube, on X, and on Rumble, feel free to go ahead and sing with me. Here we go. Oh, wow. So I see a lot of you in the YouTube chat. You are commenting and saying that you are really enjoying this anthem and that you are also interested in seeing what the lyrics are to the song. I actually do have a version. I have a version where it's Iran, but it has the English translation. Would you prefer if I play that instead? And for those who are asking, yes, we actually do have our official anthem. We have our official anthem. So okay, since you guys asked, yes. Okay, so I will replay the unofficial anthem. It's called Iran. This version has the English translation. So you can actually follow along with the lyrics and see what the unofficial Iranian anthem is actually saying. And honestly, guys, it's so beautiful. It's so patriotic, right? It's nothing, like literally nothing to do with Allah or Islam or any of that. It's just like it's about Iran and the Iranian identity. Okay, so I will play this version for you. Because the one that I'm playing right now, beautiful visuals about the Shah and Shahbanu of Iran, but it doesn't have the English translation. So okay, here we go, guys. Just for you, just for all of the in honor of all of the non-Iranians who are tuning in and are supporting the people of Iran, here is the version of Iran with English subtitles, so you know exactly what we're saying when we're singing this. Thank you for tuning in to this special edition of The Goldie Show. I see we have a couple of super stickers from Mr. Kogan Israel and Mike Monahan. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate that. We have a jam-packed show. I mean, I don't want to call it a show because it's like a news report update, but political commentary. So I also see a lot of trolls in the chat. Guys, so I warned you yesterday. I said, as we see the anti-Islam pro-Shah demonstrations in Iran increasing and escalating, you're going to see more and more trolls in the chat. So I just want to give a big shout out to the mods. Thank you for your support. And thank you for everyone being here and supporting. And of course, the mods, I know you guys are going to have difficult time with all of the trolls, but I'm gonna help as well. I'm gonna try and keep um, keep an eye on that. So there are a lot of videos that I want to share with you, but I want to start with one by Mahyar Tusi. Oh, all right, Major. 46 years ago, I watched Iran brought low. Now I get to watch Iranians regaining their rightful place. It's a good. Thank you so much, Major. Um, we are so hopeful. We are so hopeful, but unless until we cross the finish line, I don't want to be like optimistic because there's so much still to go through. But Iranians in occupied Iran are fighting. I actually have updates for you guys um, from Iranians because right now on X there are a lot of Farsi spaces where Iranians in occupied Iran are sharing information, of course, anonymously because their identity depends on it and their safety. But I have information for you guys about the videos and what we are seeing, and I will share all of that with you. But I mean, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And one of the reasons that I'm doing these live streams is because I want to help keep the momentum going. Because one of the biggest ways that I can help Iranians in occupied Iran, and I know many of you are watching on X right now. One of the best ways that I can help is by being a voice and by bridging the gap. So we have a lot to go through today. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyone who says like, sorry, lots of trolls in the chat. Very interesting. But okay, so why don't we start with the update from Mahyar Tusi, because I can safely say there are only 3 English speaking Iranians on YouTube who are giving proper and accurate information about what's happening right now in occupied Iran. One, of course, being myself. The second one is Armin Navabi. And of course, the third one is Mahyar Tusi. So we are going to go to Mahyar Tusi's live stream from this morning. By the way, that's from this morning. So there's been a lot of updates since then, but we're going to go to Mahyar Tusi's live stream from this morning. And we're going to watch that together because he does provide a lot of very, very good info. And then I'm going to share with you the latest videos coming out because, guys, the situation right now is really, really bad. And if you recall, yesterday during my live streams, I was pointing out how the pro-Shah, anti-Islam demonstrators were very peaceful, right? They were just out in the streets, they were marching. And it's come to the point now where the terrorist Islamic Republic has brought in their riot police, their anti-revolution security forces, and they are shooting at protesters. They've arrested protesters. Guys, the situation is very, very bad. So we need all eyes on Iran right now. Mike Monahan, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate your support. Welcome. I hope you enjoy tonight's live stream. Bruce for Shay, I watched as the Ayatollah took over, and this is so important. You brought this news to all of us. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I mean, there's many of us who are raising awareness, but I'm just very thankful for the fact that I was given a platform and a voice, and to be able to share what's happening in occupied Iran, because you're not seeing this in the media. You're not seeing this in the media, and I have been trying to make videos about what's going on, and I filmed 2 videos today. I still haven't posted them on YouTube because it's just I want it to be perfect, right? So I'm struggling with that, but I'm hoping that this live stream tonight will give me a little bit more inspiration so that when I when I post those videos about what's happening in Iran, I'm doing justice to the Iranian people, because they're the ones who are literally risking their lives. So thank you so much for that. All right, let's go to Mahyar Tusi's update, and then I will go through everything that's happened recently, because guys, like this is big. This is big. Like it's escalating, and the images and videos that are coming out right now, I have been monitoring various protests by the Islamic Republic for the last 20 years. I have never seen anything escalate this quickly, right? Like even the 2022, protests for the murder of Mahsa Amini, that one, it took a week. So once Iranians received news of her murder by the Islamic Republic, it took a week for the momentum to build up and Iranians to go to the street. In this situation, it's been less than 24 hours for momentum to build up. So it's just like I can't even keep up with all the videos coming out. So okay, so let's go through Mahyar Tusi's update, and then I will share with you the latest updates from a very reliable Iranian news source. Mike, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so kind of you, so thoughtful. A few more super chats. Mordred, the Jewish American support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And we love Americans. We love Jews. So thank you for being here. Mossad says we're with you on 100%. I will get into that as well, because you're right. Mossad did put out a message in Persian yesterday, and they confirmed that they are on the ground. And so, guys, based on that, I actually have some videos for you that I want to share. So let's go. Like I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled. I am still like checking my phone, guys. So if you see me checking my phone, don't think I'm not paying attention. It's literally because I'm also monitoring updates to make sure that if there is breaking news, I share it with you during the live stream. Of course, before I forget, so I know many of you were asking what flavor of bubbly I'm drinking tonight. So tonight it is mango flavored bubbly. There we go. Okay, so let's get started with Mahyar Tusi's live from earlier today, and then we will get into it. Okay, I want to respond to your super comments. Thank you so much. So Mr. Kogan says Mike from Mossad. Yeah, I mean we're all Mossad. We're all Mossad pretty much at this point. And Rendast says American here, sending love and support to the Persian people of Iran. You have an ancient culture, a rich history, and a right to self-determination. Stay strong. Reclaim your country for the future. You know what, Mike? Rendast. You know what, Rendast? Thank you so much for saying that. And I really appreciate the fact that you said that we have a right to self-determination, because I can guarantee you one of the reasons that a lot of the mainstream media are not actually speaking about what's happening in occupied Iran is because the anti-Islam, anti-Sharia law demonstrations, it goes against the narrative, right? It goes against the narrative of like, the religion of peace, and, Sharia law is just like any other law, right? And so because you have, your woke leftist politicians and the mainstream media pushing that narrative, all of a sudden they are now like they're struggling to report on what's happening in occupied Iran, because for them it's like, oh, okay, so we've literally spent the last, I don't know how many years claiming that, Islamic terrorism is because of the United States, or, whatever. Like, they'll blame the US or Israel or whatever. And then they see what's happening in occupied Iran, where Iranians are literally saying, things like "Tup tank fish fishe, ahund bayad gom beshe," which literally means like, mullahs get lost, right? Like, we don't want Islam, we don't want mullahs in the country. They don't know how to respond to that. So, but you're right. This is what's happening in occupied Iran is literally Iranians decolonizing themselves after 1400 years of Islamic occupation. Very similar to how Spain, remember, Spain was colonized by the Arab Muslim invaders, and Spain was actually Muslim for 700 years before the Christians were able to fight back and free their country. That's pretty much what's happening in Iran, except unfortunately for us, it took it's taken 1400 years instead of 700. But yeah, it's literally like we have a right to self-determination, and we have the right to say that we don't want Sharia law. And yet, for some reason, when we talk about it, we're accused of Islamophobia, right? Make it make sense. But there you go. You just have to follow the money on who is trying to promote Sharia law in America. So Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. But anyways, all right, let's get to Mahir Tusi's update, and then we will get to the latest videos coming out of occupied Iran. And guys, some of these videos that I will be showing you after Mahir Tusi's update, they are violent. So just, put yourself in that mind frame. And if you don't want to see violence, I would recommend and suggest that you don't watch this live stream tonight. But this violence is the reality that Iranians have been dealing with for the last 47 years. So it's important to share it. All right, here we go.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tusi TV. This is your global news channel. I'm Mahir Tusi, and the uprising in Iran has now reached its third day as the Islamic Republic of Iran have now declared a state of emergency. They have now also officially shut down a number of provinces, regions and cities. They've just decided to close it down like it's a family-run small restaurant. Not really sure how you can close down a city, but they have done this, and we are expecting some more turmoil inside the government at the top, especially when it comes to the president. But let me give you guys the latest videos that are coming in live from Iran. The internet has now been slowed down, unfortunately, so some of the videos will be delayed. But of course, 2CTV will be here to give you guys the live coverage, even if the mainstream media in the West is refusing to cover this, because of course it's not in their interest. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about what's going on with the latest update. I did mention last night that when this technically started 2 days ago in downtown Tehran, where the marketplace is with all the businesses, and then yesterday everybody came out. They took control of cities, and mostly Tehran and Hamadan and a couple of other areas. But then there were some security forces out there, not many. I did mention, well, they're going to bring them out today, right now, on Tuesday, the 30th of December. And I said, well, now they know what's going to happen, because people said we're going to come out 10 a.m., 10 o'clock in the morning. So they did bring out their forces in advance. And I thought, well, this is it then. Because usually when they prepare, they start the crackdown. So far, as we speak today, despite the heavy presence of the security forces and the police, the people are continuing to be out on the streets. Let's go.
I just want to also add something to this. So I've been listening to a lot of Iranian spaces on X where, especially today, where, Iranians are sharing information about what's happening in occupied Iran. Many of those spaces are in Persian, of course, our native language. So they're not speaking in English. But one of the things that Iranians in occupied Iran are saying is that many of these security forces, many of these riot police, maybe about half of them are Iranian, but the other half, they're not Iranian. They're seeing a lot of Afghanis, as part of the Islamic Republic security forces. They're seeing a lot of Pakistanis. They're seeing a lot of like, Gazans or whatever wearing like the keffiyeh. They're seeing like Hezbollah. They're seeing some Syrians as well. So, Iranians are seeing that the Islamic Republic has literally brought in their terrorist proxy forces, which is something that the Islamic Republic has been doing for the last 47 years. So yeah, there's a lot of non-Iranians right now. So in a lot of the videos that I'm about to share with you, just keep in mind a lot of those people that you're seeing, they're not even Iranian, right? They're not Iranian. And this is why we Iranians we refer to the Islamic dictatorship as an occupying force. So I just wanted to add that context as well. And you're not going to hear this in the mainstream media either, right?
As earlier this morning, we had the regime forces attacking shopkeepers for striking. Of course, there's a general strike going on across the country right now. Shops and businesses, everybody is basically closed. Several of these men, the thugs, decided to hit the local businesses, forcing them to open. Of course, people are not being forced. Let's go to the first video of the security attacking the shopkeepers. Okay, there we go, they're gonna go. And now, that's one of them. Those two guys just standing there. They're not even doing anything. And now that shop is about to close. Fully kicking off now. Now, as we said, there is a major situation inside the government itself that they can't control. So what we now can confirm is that the provinces of Tehran, the capital, or Greater Tehran, Alborz, Hamadan, and Qom, which is a small so-called holy city for the Shias, for the regime, they have now been declared closed. Not really sure how you can close a region, but yeah. According to the official announcement by the government, the administrative offices, so government buildings, educational, obviously schools and universities, and also shopping centers in these provinces have now been ordered to close. The stock market exchange has also been closed. The authorities are now introducing emergency measures as more people are joining the uprising on the streets. Of course, this proves the full panic right now inside the government. They have never done this before, despite various uprisings and protests that we've seen in the past. They've never declared a state of emergency, and they've never shut down cities. But that's what we are dealing with right now. Now, start of today's protest, we have the first video that came out earlier. A small crowd came out and started chanting, "This is the final battle. Pahlavi is coming back." Let's go.
پهلوی برمیگرده این آخرین نبرده 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 پهلوی برمیگرده.
Insane situation right now. The Iranian regime have also now declared war on the United States and Europe again.
Okay, so I see some people are saying that the vertical format isn't working. So what I'm going to do is I will remove myself. We'll continue watching Mahyar Tusi, and then I'm going to return, because the reason I'm doing vertical format is because a lot of the videos that I'm about to share with you are vertical format. I think there's a way that you can hide the chat if you're watching it. Like that should just be like on your app setting. Like I think you just swipe down or something. So yeah, okay. So I will just I will remove myself. So Tusi's stream is in the middle. And then when he's done with his update, I'll come back, because we're gonna go to a number of vertical videos. So there we go.
Not really sure why in the middle of all this, but there's a lot of chatter going on inside the security forces because they know, and the police, that this regime is not going to be sustainable, considering that the Israelis have now received the green light from President Trump to hit the IRGC. So they know that the regime is going down regardless of what happens, either through this or through the second war with Israel. But following yesterday, when we showed you the footage of the man who was sitting on in the middle of the street in front of the security forces, which was a very brave thing to do, he became the symbol of this uprising. More Iranians are now taking inspiration, and they are now blocking the security on the streets by sitting right in front of them. This is in Esfahan, which is technically the third city, apparently. Although if you ask Esfahanis, they will say they're the second city. It's the whole debate like Manchester and Birmingham. Which one's the second city? Let's go to Esfahan. They're sitting right there. It's a very brave thing to do. As I said yesterday, protests in Iran is not legal, and if you make yourself a big target by sitting right in front of them, like what happened yesterday with that guy who was targeted afterwards, anything could happen to you. But these guys, they got nothing to lose apart from, of course, their identity and their lives and their country. Everything else in terms of the everyday life has been completely destroyed by the Islamic occupation. Now, let's quickly show you the map of where this is happening today. The latest developments, it obviously initially started in Tehran 2 days ago and mostly yesterday, but now Hamadan to the left, and of course Qom as well. We have to the center, that's Esfahan, and Mashhad also coming out, which is the northeastern part of the country. And if you go to the bottom, to the very south, literally the Persian Gulf, there is an island called Qashm. And in the middle of the island, there are people also protesting. And of course, Zahedan, we've seen videos, that's near Pakistan, basically, southeast. And also Kermanshah, we're getting more videos coming in as well. Let me just quickly double check this. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so we can now go to the next videos that we've just received from inside the country. The Islamic regime security officials are now being chased away by the mob of protesters. They're running away because they are a bunch of freaks. Let's go. Look at it. So they think they have control of the center in the middle of the road, right? The security forces, they're all there. They're like, okay, that's fine. Everything's under control. Don't worry, guys. You can go home now. Can you? Wait for this. And now they're coming. There we go. And now they're walking away. And they're like, oh, I can't do this. We've never seen this level of defeatism from the security forces. Usually, they either attack you, they shoot and attack you, or when they panic, they run away. They are so low energy that they're just walking away. Well, we tried. We lost control of the street. It's so funny. Look at them. Now they're running. People started throwing things at them now. It's a small group again. It's about, what, 15 of them? They're shouting. Shameless at them. Yeah, that's a small group of security officials again. That's crazy. But yeah, so across the country, more people are now coming out. But it's not really just about the protests on the streets. That's not really the main thing that's bringing down the regime. Protests are more visible, so people see them. But it's actually about what's happening behind the scenes. It's the general strike that is literally paralyzing the government and the Islamic Republic. Nobody's going to work All the shops and businesses are closed. Workers are not going to factories. Government officials, employees are not going there. Everything has been closed down by the government because of state of emergency. That is what is bringing down the government. And of course, the collapse of the currency hasn't really helped them either. Now, people are fighting back against the Islamic forces in downtown Tehran, in the marketplace. Let's quickly go to that video. Crazy, right? Now, there are more people joining from other parts as well. We've had the next video is actually from other parts of the downtown and Shush, obviously, which has been a major hotspot over the last couple of days. And I think we're getting some updates that believe that the president will be making statement, which is going to be completely pointless. But let's quickly go to downtown again. Huge crowd over there. These are all the people who are supposed to be at work, but they're not working. Strike. Now, there's been a lot of confrontation as well. There's been a big issue around universities. We're going to go to the universities, especially in Tehran. But let me just show you what's going on in the center in Tehran as the protesters are clashing with the security forces. There's been a lot of tear gas, as you can see as well. They do blur the videos so that the faces of the protesters are not identified. The internet has now been completely, basically slowed down. So one of the main reasons you are getting a lot of videos that are basically only a few seconds and low quality is because they do it on purpose. They are only able to just film only a few seconds at a time to have the video file to be small enough. And they upload it with low quality so they could actually send it out to the world as quickly as possible. So that's one of the reasons.
My mic was muted. I just want to point out, it's not just about how quickly the video can be sent out. The reason that you're seeing low quality videos is on purpose because the low quality protects people's, right? Like the low quality prevents the Islamic Republic from identifying who the protesters are, because what the Islamic regime will do is they will then go to their houses later on randomly, just arrest them and take them away. Because again, we're talking about a totalitarian Islamic dictatorship, right? It's think of George Orwell. Like think of the Orwellian dystopia in 1984 by George Orwell. Occupied Iran is literally that, except like on crack. Like it's even worse, right? Like the Islamic dictatorship has access to everyone's phones. It has like security cameras everywhere. Everything is monitored, and they do it constantly. So it's not just about the low quality in order to send it out. Iranians on purpose will send blurry videos out because they don't want to identify people, and that's a very important factor, which a lot of people don't necessarily think about. Okay, we have some super chats. So Mr. Kogan says shakshuka from Shabak. I don't know where Shabak is, but I love shakshuka. My grandfather actually used to make his own version of shakshuka. God rest his soul, Agha Jun. He called it ishkane. Like one of my fondest memories was, being as a young child in Iran, my grandfather would make me ishkane. And what's interesting is for the longest time, I had no idea Like I was trying to find the recipe for shakshuka, or as he called it, ishkane. And like I would search for ishkane on like the internet, and I couldn't find anything. And then it was only like a few years ago, I went to an Israeli restaurant and I ordered shakshuka because that was, like it was recommended to me. And when it came out, I was like, oh my God, this is like literally what my grandfather used to make, but he called it ishkane, not shakshuka. So there you go. I love shakshuka. So, small world there. HVAC soldier, F lawyers, send guns, ammo, and money. David M. Davis. I think in this particular situation, I mean, I wouldn't agree, but I wouldn't also disagree. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a fan of violence. I don't support violence, but at the same time, I also recognize that when you're dealing with a brutal totalitarian dictatorship, when you look at the history of how totalitarian dictatorships have been overthrown, they have only been overthrown with military coups. So like you're absolutely right. Like peaceful protests, peaceful demonstrations are not gonna like they're good, but they're not gonna take it to the finish line. What you need in order to overthrow a totalitarian dictatorship like the Islamic Republic occupying Iran is a full-on military coup. And I do have some videos that I want to share with you on that as soon as 2C is done here. So, I mean, I don't know how accurate those videos are, but they seem pretty accurate. So I'm going to share them with you, and then we can judge for ourselves what we think about those updates coming from people who are allegedly involved with the military and security and police forces. Bruce Fauché, how soon can we visit to show our support? Oh my gosh. First of all, do not go to Iran right now. Do not go to Iran. It's occupied by the Islamic dictatorship. Prior to 1979, Iran was one of the biggest allies of the United States, and many Americans would visit Iran because that was you know what there's actually a commercial from the 1970s that was created by Iran Air. Iran Air is, the official airline of the country, created by the Shah of Iran, of course. Let me find that video for you. And at some point during my live stream, when I'm doing like a commercial break, I will play that video for you. And it's like the funniest video. It's like this German guy, and he's talking about his flight from, by the way, he's talking about his direct flight from New York to Tehran, direct nonstop. And he's going to the land of 1,001 nights. And so it's very interesting because a lot of people forget about this history. They forget that Iran and America used to be huge allies before Islam took over and imposed Sharia law and jihad on us, right? So I'll find the video and I'll play it at some point. But I would say that right now, definitely not a good time to visit occupied Iran because the Islamic dictatorship is known for taking hostages and using them as a ransom in order to gain money. But what I can tell you is that as soon as Iran is free from the Islamic dictatorship, and as soon as we go from like rejecting our Islamic occupiers and going back to being the modern secular Western country that we were before 1979, everyone will be welcome, including Americans. And actually, I have a video from an Iranian in occupied Iran, and I translated this video, and it's this Iranian woman, and she's driving by the American embassy in occupied Iran, and she's talking about how she loves President Trump and she can't wait for Iran to be free so that Iranians can welcome Americans back to Iran. And she says, we promise to be good hosts and be very welcoming. So, and that's pretty much the sentiment of all Iranians. So I'll make a couple notes about that. Let me just make these notes before I forget, guys. Sorry. So Iran Air commercial and message from Iranian about embassy. Okay, so I'm going to find those videos and I'll play those during my commercial break, but do not travel to Iran right now because it is occupied by a brutal Islamic dictatorship. However, once we Iranians free Iran, we are looking forward to opening our doors to the world and welcoming everyone in. And guys, it's going to be a huge party and you are all welcome and you are all invited. Ren Dast says, Christianity and Zoroastrianism share moral law, truth versus evil, justice, hope for redemption. Christians have much in common with Persian spirituality. You are 100% right. 100% right. I actually made a video recently about how the three wise men who visited Jesus Christ were Zoroastrian priests. And so, like the two religions do share a lot in common. I've also I've done live streams in the past about like Zoroastrianism 101 and things like that. So I would encourage you definitely to check out those live streams as well if you want to learn more about Zoroastrianism. But we do share a lot of similarities, and I think like early Christian scholars actually said how Zoroastrianism is the oldest or one of the oldest monotheistic religions in the world. So a lot of commonalities there. And Christianity is the fastest growing religion in occupied Iran. Zoroastrianism is the second fastest. Although some people argue that it is the fastest, but we don't have the numbers. We just don't know. And we won't know until Iran is free, because people who live in occupied Iran, everyone is considered Muslim. And so if you want to convert, that's considered apostasy, and, apostasy is punishable by death. So, technically, according to the Islamic dictatorship, 99.9% of Iranians are Muslim, but there you go. But in reality, it's like literally less than 20%. Mr. Koch in Israel's security agency, Sharut HaBitahan. Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's like a meme or a joke or something, but that's like, I don't get that reference, but I'm sure people do. I'm sure people in the chat get the reference. So all right, let's continue with Mahi Artusi's update, and then we'll go to even more recent updates coming out of occupied Iran.
Most videos are only a few seconds and also not high quality. Now, as we said, the internet speeds have now been restricted across the country. At the University of Tehran, which is the main university in the capital, protesters chant poverty, corruption, inflation, but we are going for the overthrow of the regime anyway. That's what they're chanting. We got a super sticker from Sandra. Thank you very much. And there is there's a lot more videos coming in as well. What is this? If Iranians can do this against their brutal regime, why the hell can't Brits get Starmer out? Iran doesn't have a democracy, where we do technically in the UK, even though there might be a cancelling or suspending the next elections. But what we do in this country, there are new political parties like Reform UK or Advance, or if the Tories somehow become conservative again, people are joining these parties and campaigning for these parties to then vote. In Iran, they can't vote. That's the difference. Now, only people in the developed world think that the problems in the developed world is the same as basically dictatorships. Currently,
He said Mahir said something really important here. Like only people in the developed world think that the problems in like the developed world are equal to the problems in the undeveloped world. Um, Very, very good point because I know a lot of people, for example, a lot of non-Iranians are watching all these videos and and this isn't to judge, this isn't to criticize because I'm in Canada myself, but like a lot of non-Iranians are like, oh well, um if Iranians hate the dictatorship, why don't they rise up? Why don't they fight back? Meanwhile, like these are people who have never experienced living under a totalitarian Islamic dictatorship, right? Where everything is under control, everything is monitored, right? So for example, in Canada or United States, you have, a reasonable expectation of privacy, right? That's like a charter right. You do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in occupied Iran. The Islamic dictatorship literally monitors people through their phones and tracks them wherever they are. Iranians in occupied Iran are not even allowed to access social media. They have to access social media through VPNs in order to make sure that their location remains hidden because the Islamic Republic is known for arresting, jailing, and murdering Iranians, executing, but I say murder. They murder Iranians who speak out against the Islamic Republic on social media, whether that's X or Facebook or Instagram. So, I mean, like this is the horrific reality that Iranians go through for the last 47 years, where you post something, and if the Islamic dictatorship doesn't like that, they immediately delete your account, they put you in jail, and I mean, like your family is left wondering if you're ever going to be seen or heard from again. And that's if you're not Iranian, it's very hard to comprehend that fact. Like if you have grown up in the comfort of a democratic Western country, it's very hard to even think that something like that is possible. And yet, that's literally the daily reality of Iranians in occupied Iran. And that's why you're 100% just like the CCP, just like the CCP. That's exactly it. And that's why a lot of people who have escaped from communist countries are very supportive of Iranians who are fighting against the Islamic Republic because, again, the Islamic dictatorship was actually trained and funded by the Soviets as well. So you see a lot of similar commonalities between Islamic dictatorships and communist countries. And yeah, people in Iran are disappeared all the time just for like posting something on social media. Like it's horrific. It's horrific. Um, all right. So Bruce says, so we're talking summer vacation. Yahoo. You know what? I wish. Like, I don't want to be optimistic because, I don't want to put something out there and then break my own heart. But all I can say is that if Iran is liberated soon, I can guarantee you that I'm gonna spend my summer in Iran. Like I'm gonna spend my entire summer in Iran because it's gonna be a very nice vacation and break from all of like the pro-Palestine, Islamic Sharia garbage nonsense that's going on in Western countries, right? Like, like Western politicians are like, oh, Muslim values are Canadian values, or I don't know, like this terrorist act was linked to ISIS, but it wasn't motivated by religion. And meanwhile, like me as an Iranian, I'm like, really? Okay. So these people who are affiliated with the Islamic State and they were yelling Allahu Akbar while murdering people, you're telling me, as someone from the Middle East, that that's not affiliated with religion? Okay, cool. So, yeah, I can guarantee you right now that if Iran becomes free, hopefully within the next few months, I will be spending my summer in Iran so I can get away from, all of these jihadi nonsense that's happening in Western countries. And that's one of the reasons as well. That's one of the reasons why you don't see the current Iranian uprising in the mainstream media. You know why? Because the Iranian national uprising is literally an anti Islam, anti Sharia law, anti Islamic Republic demonstration. And that goes against the narrative that the progressives and, the leftists and the Democrats have been putting out there about how, Sharia law is amazing or, whatever jihadi nonsense, right? So this is why you never hear about the Iranian national resistance in mainstream media, because it doesn't, it literally doesn't fit the narrative. But I'm going to share some videos with you after as well on that. So, all right, thank you. Your name is weird, but I mean, thank you, I guess, for the super sticker. Lord William Strickler sent a super sticker. Thank you. Unbox Addict says, when was the last time y'all went to Iran? It's been like this for a long time. Censorship sounds like Western censorship laws. What's different? So the last time that I visited Iran was about 16 years ago. That was right before I became politically active. And I visited Iran pretty much because I wanted to see my grandfather one last time before he passed away. So, I can. Let me see if I have a picture of him. I'm happy to share that with you because I know a lot of people are like, oh, like she's, what is she speaking about? She's never been, she doesn't know anything about Iran. She's never been there, all that kind of, nonsense, whatever, to discredit what I'm saying. But yeah, I've visited Iran. I've lived there. During my youth, I went back several times and lived there for months on end at various ages. And so, yes, 100%. I have experienced living in an Islamic dictatorship. I have actually experienced being threatened. I have experienced, um, being worried about whether or not I'm going to survive. I have experienced being sexually harassed by, the morality police because they're searching for whatever. Yeah, so this is the reality of the vast majority of Iranian women, and I have also experienced being forced to wear the hijab, even though I'm not Muslim, right? So here, let me find something for you guys. I'll see if I can find one photo here. Let's see. I want to find a nice photo. I want to find something nice because there's a lot of negatives when it comes to occupied Iran, but not, I don't speak too much about the positive. So here you go. I'm going to share this photo with you guys. All right. Let me bring this up on the screen. Oh, I got to remove the video first. Give me one moment. Here we go. So this is a video of me at a place called Choga Zambil. I'm going to write that in the chat for you. So this is me about 16 years ago. That's me right there. So tiny, so tiny. And I'm in front of the ruins of the Chorazambil, which is basically from the Elam Empire, which is before the Persian Empire. This is about 60 kilometers away from the city of Ahvaz, Iran, where I was born. So this is actually this is pre Achaemenid. This is pre Achaemenid. About 600 so 60 kilometers from my place. And in case you don't think that's me, here you go. Here's another one. This is me literally like 16 years ago. As you can see, I'm literally forced, like I'm forced to wear the hijab because you have to wear the hijab in occupied Iran, regardless of your religion. And I have to wear like a manto or whatever. But like even 16 years ago, like before I became politically active, I was rebelling. So, I'm wearing like a loose headscarf, and like my bangs are falling out, right? Because I'm like, screw this hijab law. Like I don't want to cover my hair. But like I literally had to cover my hair in order to make sure that I'm not murdered, but not murdered by the Islamic regime. There you go. That's me. Oh my gosh, I was so young there. Wow. And of course, Iranian pizza. Everyone knows Iranian pizza is the best pizza. And yes, we put ketchup on it, but there's a reason for that. So I can talk about Iranian pizza another time. But there you go. There you go. So that was the last time that I visited Iran, and then of course I became politically active. So I stopped. I literally cannot go to Iran right now because if I went, I would pretty much be arrested and probably executed on the spot. So there you go. All right, let's go back to Mahir Tutsi's update, and then I want to share videos with you about what's happening most recently in occupied Iran. Hamadan یه ساعت پیش shooting not آره ببین I want to get to Hamadan 100% so Hamadan is the first on my list. I will get to Hamadan, the parse 100%. Hamadan is like number one on my priority, and that's why I warned people that be just be prepared, because the videos that I'm about to show are very, very violent. So let's finish with Mahir Tusi's update, and then I'm going to go to the videos coming out of Hamadan.
The hand-to-hand combat, as well as the special unit forces, have now. This is the Imam Hussein battalion in Tehran of the IRGC. They are now targeting the protesters, especially the young people and their students. Let's go to that video quickly. Crazy.
جوادی تهران.
That's in Javadia in Tehran. And there are reports coming in from the University of Tehran. So let's talk about what happened last night. Most of the main universities in the capital, the IRGC decided to barricade them, and they were surrounded by the police and the security. So the students were basically locked in universities, and they didn't know what to do. We thought that they're just going to be imprisoned on campus, but today the students tried their best and they managed to get out. The reason they did this, they always do this, they barricade them in the universities because they don't want the students, because the students get quite heated. If they join the protests, then it's going to be chaos for the Islamic occupiers. But there's an active confrontation right now at the University of Tehran. And let's quickly show you what's going on there. They can't control this anymore. They're running. There we go. They're going out. They're going to join everybody else on the streets. There's a fight back as well, so they're chanting death to dictator. That's crazy. Yeah. Now, do we have any spammers? I do like to ban the spammers. All right. I thank you, Maya, for being the only place that allows me to see history as it happens. You really are the best. I'm still fascinated that the Western media is still not reporting any of this. They got bigger problems, I guess, by talking about what's going on in Gaza. And but there was an exchange, heated exchange between some of the younger protesters and police officers, because they've been telling the police to join the crowd, the movement. And there was this young man who challenged the police officers, saying that someone earning a modest salary, I'm going to show you the video, I'm just going to basically translate before I show you, someone earning a modest salary should understand, as in the police officer, the public's outrage. The police officer responds that he understands. And then the young man replies, what if you do? Then why are you standing in opposition to what we are doing? Let's go to that heated scene. It's crazy. And they're going to push him out, push him away. Still got this. There we go. They're gone. Can't really see much, but we can hear the outrage. Because they don't want to get the faces, so they just basically film as evidence. Someone says, my husband and I made a bet in July whether the regime falls by December 31st. It seems I still have a chance to win. I don't think so. I think you're about to lose that bet, just about, because I don't think the regime will fall tomorrow. I mean, if it does, that will be hilarious. It's still going to take some time, but I mean, if it does, I will give you guys 100% discount for 2TV Plus. That's a joke. I'm not doing that. 75%. I promise you guys 75%.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because he provides some more updates after the super
Death to America.
chats here. But before I continue, Bruce Forshey says, those of us on this live chat are so impressed with your presentation and how you stay so calm with the events in your country. Bless you. Thank you, Bruce. I mean, I can pretty much confidently say this on behalf of Iranians. It's kind of like we lead a double life, right? We have our one life where, you know, we're just, you know, laughter and joy and celebration, and you know, we just want to live life and just enjoy it. And then there's the other aspect where we are dealing with the intergenerational trauma of having been persecuted by the Islamic dictatorship for the last 47 years. And I can guarantee you that every single Iranian has been negatively impacted by the Islamic dictatorship in one way or another. Every single one of us has had at least one family member executed by the Islamic dictatorship. It's hard. It's hard. And you know, one of the ways that we have survived is through dark humor. So we have a lot of like, we have a very, very dark sense of humor because that's sort of helped us, you know, get through things. But we also learn to compartmentalize. I mean, if I was going to speak about my emotions during these live streams, I would never be able to get through these live streams. And, you know, for Mahyar Tusi, it's the same way. For Armin Navabi, it's the same way. It's just it's just something that we as Iranians, and not just me, but you know, all the Iranians in this chat, whether you know the mods, the viewers, the subscribers, people who are watching on X, people who are watching on YouTube, people who are watching on Rumble, it's just something that we have had to learn to deal with as a way of self preservation. And I think that's one of the reasons why we just don't care about labels, right? Like if someone calls us something, we literally don't care because of the trauma that we have dealt with. And I will get into that. I will literally share with you as soon as this is done. I'm going to share with you the most recent videos, and they're horrific. They're horrific. Like this is what the Islamic Republic does to us when we literally we're fighting for our freedom. We just want to live in a free and secular country without Islam or Sharia law, and we're literally being murdered for it. So there you go. But I'll finish Tusi's update and then I'm going to go to the videos.
Every single day. But apparently Tucker Carlson says, no, Iran is our friend. It's fine. I could just interview the president. He was a nice guy. I believe whatever he says. Now, new footage shows people in Kermanshah. They are also out on the streets. More cities are now joining. Let's go. The interesting thing about this is that the regime seems to be a little bit bipolar right now. They seem to be a little bit confused about what they're supposed to be doing. So let me explain. This morning, the government declared a state of emergency. They shut down a number of provinces and regions, including Greater Tehran. As in, they closed it down. Businesses, commercial centers, shopping centers, the stock exchange, government buildings, schools, universities, everything apart from hospitals, right? Everything closed. But then somehow, at the same time, somebody told the minions of the IRGC, the Basij forces, to go to downtown Tehran to beat up people who are closing down their shops and forcing them to reopen their shops. Who's in charge? Do they even know who's giving orders anymore? Where is Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader? I'm going to go to him in a second because he's been an interesting character over the last couple of days. A little bit invisible, but let's quickly go to the next footage. The crowd chanting, "Long live the king! Long live the king!" As of course the Crown Prince of Iran in exile, Reza Pahlavi. Someone again, every day we have this. Someone says 2C10 on subtitles. Again, let me clarify. You can't have subtitles when it's a live stream. It's live. How can it know what I'm doing? Unless you have a third-party program that would basically...
Okay, I'm going to stop here because he's pretty much given all of the relevant information that needs to be given. So, okay, guys, so I'm about to go to the most recent footage coming out of occupied Iran. The violence that you're about to see, that's the violence coming from the Islamic dictatorship attacking Iranians who are fighting to, overthrow them, fighting for a free secular country. And again, many of the people who are affiliated with the Islamic dictatorship, they're not even Iranian. They're Afghani. They're, from Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're like, Palestinian from their fake, jihadi savage country. They're from Najaf in Iraq. They're Pakistani. They're from Nigeria, like they're all over, like Syria, Yemen, the Houthis or whatever. So the videos I'm about to share with you are going to get a little bit extreme. So if you're not comfortable seeing violence, I would encourage you to stop watching the live stream now because like the videos that I'm going to share, I haven't watched them myself yet, but I know exactly what they are going to contain. So this is your warning. If there are children watching and you want to protect your children from seeing violence from Islamic terrorists, I mean, I guess stop watching because yeah, like it's just there you go. So I'm gonna go to Etilaf. Etilaf has been one of the most reliable most reliable accounts on X, and they always give the best information. So I don't I you know what, I actually don't think we're gonna see a lot of gore. So there's that at least. So not a lot of gore, not a lot of gore, but violence regardless, and screaming. So Itilaf is one of the few channels or accounts on X that I I support, and they have always provided good and reliable information. So okay. And in today's live stream, I'm going to go backwards. So I know yesterday I was starting from like the beginning and working upwards. Today I'm starting with the most recent videos, and I'm going to work my way back because there's just so much coming out and people need to know the truth. So this says the people of Fulad Shad are still present in the streets. So 3 days ago, like literally 2 to 3 days ago, Iranians were just peacefully demonstrating. And now it's gone to the point where the Islamic dictatorship has been attacking Iranians so much that Iranians are now mobilizing and fighting back. Who occupied Iran? The Islamic regime occupied Iran in 1979. That's why we refer to it as occupied Iran. So there we go. Okay, so let's watch this first video. So this is from Fulad Shad. This video was literally posted 4 p.m. When is this from? No, this video was, 5 p.m. So this video was posted about an hour ago, okay? So right now it's nighttime in occupied Iran. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. So we're going to see videos from earlier this evening, right? Because things always get escalated and heated up when nighttime occurs. So this is a city called Fulad Shah. So all of these people, these are the Iranians who are fighting against the Islamic dictatorship, and you can hear. I think the person who's filming this video, she's a woman, and she says "Marg bar Khamenei," death to Khamenei. Right? Khamenei is the supreme dictator of the terrorist Islamic Republic. I can also hear in the background, and for the Iranians who are watching this in the YouTube live stream, can you confirm? But in the background, I can actually hear the crowd chanting "In akharin nabard Pahlavi barmigarde." So that means this is the final battle. Pahlavi will return. Who is Pahlavi? Pahlavi is the current Shah of Iran in exile. So not only are Iranians in occupied Iran saying Marg bar Khamenei, which means death to the dictator, they're also saying this is the final battle. Pahlavi will return. So this is what's happening. Marg bar Khamenei. And then all the cars that you hear honking, those are people who are honking in support of the Iranian protesters, right? So those are all the cars who are just driving around and honking their support. So this is like literally when I say that this is like an anti-Islam pro-Shah demonstration, this is what I'm talking about, because these Iranians are out there, they're fighting against the Islamic dictatorship, and they're saying this is the final battle, Pahlavi will return. Pahlavi is the king of Iran. And by the way, guys, by the way, the reason that the demonstrations, the anti-Islam pro-Shah demonstrations have actually increased is because His Royal Highness King Reza Pahlavi actually put out a message yesterday. I played his video message in the beginning of my live stream, but let me play it for you again. And please follow along with the subtitles, okay? Please follow along with the captions, because the captions is what, how you're going to understand what he's saying. But he's basically saying to Iranians, take to the streets, demonstrate, and protest. And so what we're seeing today, 24 hours after the king of Iran in exile said, go to the streets, continue, support one another, the end is near, you have Iranians who are in the streets demonstrating against the Islamic dictatorship. And they're saying this is the final battle, Pahlavi will return. So let me play that video for you.
درود میفرستم به شما بازاری ها و مردمی که خیابان های تهران را به دست خود گرفته اید. وضعیت اقتصادی مملکت تا زمانی که این رژیم سر کار هست رو به زوال خواهد بود. زمان این رسیده است که همبستگی خود را بیش از پیش حفظ بکنیم. از تمام اقشار جامعه میخواهم که به سایر همیهنانتون که در خیابان ها هستند بپیوندید و شعار سقوط نظام را سر دهید. و به خصوص پیام من به نیروهای امنیتی و انتظامی این است: سرنوشت خود را به دست خودتان بگیرید. این نظام در حال فروپاشی است. در مقابل مردم نایستید، به مردم بپیوندید. ما پیروزیم چون حق با ماست و متحد و یک صدا هستیم.
My mic was muted. So that was the message that the current Shah of Iran, His Royal Highness King Reza Pahlavi, put out yesterday, where he was encouraging Iranians to continue demonstrating. And so that's why we're seeing Iranians in various parts of the country. Today is the third day of the national uprising and national strikes. And so this was in Fuladshar, but now we are going to Hamadan. Okay, so before I go to Hamadan, I have a super chat question. So Kobaka asks, if the Shah returns, will police and military rally to him? So we know for a fact that there have been a number of defections within both the police and the military. Actually, let me play. I mean, I'm happy to play one of those videos for you. It's this one here. So this is a video. As you can see, it was posted 21 hours ago. It has 10,500 likes on Instagram. Wait, let me repeat it. Retweet. Okay, so now that I've refreshed it, it has 10.9 thousand likes on Instagram. This is a video from someone who is in the police. He's in Iranian police. He is using tape to hide his name, but as you can tell from his badge, right? Wait, where'd it go? So as you can tell from his badge, I don't know if that shows up. It says police, right? So he's using tape to hide his name, but he's in his police uniform. That's the flag of the Islamic Republic. So, so this is a legitimate video. And he's put out a message. I mean, I'm happy to play the message for you, but he's speaking in Persian. and his voice is also distorted. And because his voice is distorted, that always makes it a little bit difficult for me to translate from like Persian to English. But we are seeing a lot of videos like this of people in police and military who are putting out messages of solidarity with the Iranian people. And basically, what they're saying is, don't be afraid. You come out, do your thing. We will support you because many of us have actually defected, and we're on the side of the Shah. We're on the side of the king. So I'll play this video message for you. Let me see how much of it I can actually get.
بنده به عنوان پلیس از
Wait, let me just.
دارم با مردم باشم. از همکارانم خواهش میکنم همراه مردم باشن و سرکوب نکنن. ما سرکوب کردن رو شناسایی میکنیم. یک وطن، یک درد، یک صدا. بنده به عنوان پلیس از همکارانم تقاضا دارم با مردم باشم.
Okay, so he's saying, as a police officer, I'm requesting other police officers to take the side of the people.
از همکارانم خواهش میکنم همراه مردم باشن و سرکوب نکنن. ما سرکوب کردن رو شناسایی میکنیم. یک وطن.
He's saying, do not attack the Iranian people. Let's identify the oppressors instead. So he's basically saying we should not be the oppressors. As police, we should identify those who are oppressing the Iranian people. So he's referring to the Islamic dictatorship.
وطن، یک درد، یک صدا. بنده به عنوان پلیس از همکارانم تقاضا دارم با مردم باشم. از همکارانم خواهش میکنم همراه مردم باشن و سرکوب نکنن. ما سرکوب کردن رو شناسایی میکنیم. یک وطن، یک درد، یک صدا.
And then at the end, he says, Yek vatan, yek dard, yek seda, which means one nation, one pain, one voice. So we're seeing a lot of videos like this on Instagram, on other Iranian social media channels, of people who are within the military and the police who have secretly and quietly defected, and they're putting out these messages to reassure the Iranian people that, you go out, you do your thing, we will quietly be behind you. And that's why in some places where people are demonstrating, we're not seeing a lot of pushback from Islamic regime forces. However, unfortunately, clashes have escalated in certain places like Hamadan. And I'm about to get to the city of Hamadan because I want to share that with you all. So what I would say is, I actually would not want the Shah to return now. The Shah of Iran and the entire Pahlavi family is so precious and important to Iran, that I personally would not want him or his family to go to Iran until it is 100% safe, right? Like I would not want to risk the most important asset that we have as Iranians to free Iran, right? So my personal opinion on that. But I would love to see them go back to Iran, but when the time is right. Like, we have to make sure the country is safe. We have to make sure that the support is there, because the only person that can free us from the Islamic dictatorship is the Shah. And so we have to protect him, right? Because in the game of chess, you only have one king, and so you have to protect your king. I hope that makes sense. The Pork Belge, still love you. Israel must go without chocolate? I don't know what that means. I'm a big supporter of Israel. I'm Israel Chai. Israel. Oh, Islam. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I read that wrong. I still love you. Islam must go without chocolate. So, I mean, again, like I don't care about what people practice privately. Like practice whatever you want. Oh no, I caught the mistake. Practice whatever you want privately, but just like don't force it in my face, right? And that's basically what Iranians are saying. They're saying, like, we don't want Islam, We don't want Sharia law. We want to live our lives, right? So yeah, I mean, but I agree. Like as someone who lives in a Christian country, in a Christian country that was built on Judeo-Christian values, I personally, like, I'm sick of seeing like Islam everywhere in like government and official announcements or whatever, right? Like it's just, can we not, like, if I wanted to live in like a country with Islamic values, I would have, I don't know, gone to like Saudi Arabia or something. Like I'm literally in Canada for a reason, right? So but you make a good point. You make a good point, Le Porc Belge. And thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. All right, so let's go back to these videos because I want to go to the next one. So this is Hamadan right now, and things are becoming pretty intense in Hamadan right now. So this is another image that's going viral, okay? So let me just translate this for you. So it says courage multiplies this time in Hamadan, right? So now you see, if you guys were on my live stream yesterday, you saw the image that I shared of that Iranian man who was sitting on the road in the face of all those people, right? Where is it? I don't even know if I have it here. Is it this one? No, I can't find it now. Anyway, so you guys saw that video image yesterday of the guy that was on the road. You know, he was crouched down and all those motorcycles were in front of him. And so that inspired a lot of Iranians. And so now you're seeing these two Iranians in Hamadan, and they're completely unarmed. One is a man. The other one could be a woman. I think she might be a woman. And you can see, like, these are Iranians and they're unarmed, and these are the riot forces of the terrorist Islamic Republic, right? And so when people ask, you know, why don't Iranians overthrow the Islamic dictatorship? I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference. These are Iranians, unarmed, normal, peaceful. These are people who are with the Islamic dictatorship, the Islamic savages, right? Literally full on military gear, right? Like, you don't even see, like, in Canada, for example, you don't see police dressed like this. I've never even seen SWAT teams dressed like this. And SWAT teams, they still walk around with their, I don't know, like the big machine guns, or whatever they're called. I don't know what, like, it's not AK-47s, but like they have their like big military machine guns, and they just like push the button and whatever, like it just shoots everywhere. And good for them, because I respect SWAT teams. I support SWAT teams. I love Canadian police. I support Canadian police. But not even Canadian police have this much gear when it comes to, like, anti-riot demonstrations. So you want to know why Iranian people have difficulty overthrowing the Islamic dictatorship? Here is the photo right in your face, right here. Look at this. Look at this, right? Another photo. Like this photo is going wild. This photo is going viral. Here, let me show you some videos. Let me show you some videos of Hamadan. This is Hamadan Meydan. So Iranians here are chanting Bisharaf, right? Bisharaf means honor, like dishonorless, like, so dishonorable. So Bisharaf is one of the chants that Iranians use when they're calling out the Islamic regime riot police who are trying to oppress them. And then so this person who's filming, you can hear the woman beside him and she sounds very nervous. She's like, "Gushito migiran azat, gushito migiran." What she's saying is, because you're filming, they might take your phone from you, right? Like, this is how bad it is. Or even like in occupied Iran, even if you're caught filming, the demonstrations, the anti-Islam demonstrations, they will take your phone away from you. So this woman, I'm assuming it's like, his sister or wife or whatever, she's like, "Gushito migiran azat." They're gonna take your phone away. And then he says, "Ebi nadore, like, it's okay, it's okay." Listen. He's like, "Eshkal nadore, it's okay, let them," because he wants to film it so that he can then share this video with the world, because there's literally no on the ground media coverage about what's happening in occupied Iran.
Be shut up! 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 Be shut up!
So bisharaf again means dishonorable, and that's something that they call them. Wait, where was my videos of Hamadan? I had it somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. In Iraq, Shiraz. خب از همدان رو کدوم اکانت بود؟ Wait. Okay, I found it. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is Hamadan. So I shared that video of people in Foulad Shah. Now here is Hamadan. Hamadan is another city in occupied Iran, and here's the translation. So it says, "Shooting from Asad Abad 11th precinct in Hamadan. People of Asad Abad have gone to the police station in the city in pursuit of several detainees." So basically what's happened is police in Hamadan have arrested a few innocent Iranians who are just protesting, right? Like, they basically just want freedom from an Islamic dictatorship. And here's what happened when Iranians went to the police station in Hamadan to free them. Guys, just like watch this. Just watch this, and I just want you to imagine how the media and, news reporters and journalists in your countries would respond or react if they saw a video like this. Do you not think that if, like, I don't know, a situation like this happened in front of a police station in your country, this would be like mainstream news, like front page news? And yet you're not hearing anything about this. Watch this, guys.
اسدآباد کلانتری
Look at that.
اشکاور میزنن تیر مستقیم میزنن مردم.
So he's saying gaz ashkavari mizanan. So gaz ashkavari is tear gas, right? So he's saying the police are throwing tear gas at people, and they're shooting. They're like directly shooting at people. This is literally happening like less than a few hours ago in a city called Hamadan in occupied Iran.
اسدآباد
Look at that. Like, that's crazy.
توف خامنه خامنه.
So the bleeping words there, he's basically swearing and insulting Islam and the Ayatollah. That's not me. That's him. So if you want to accuse someone of Islamophobia, don't accuse me. It's this Iranian in occupied Iran who's swearing at the Islamic dictatorship for, treating people like this.
خامنه خامنه
Guys, I guarantee you are not going to see this video anywhere in mainstream media, right? You're not going to see this video. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if you went to a police station and then all of a sudden they started shooting at you and throwing tear gas at you? Wouldn't you think that that would, I don't know, make the front page news? And yet this is literally like this happens almost on a daily basis in occupied Iran. And no one ever talks about it, right? Okay, here's another one. So urgent, breaking. Continuous gunfire heard in Asadabad, Hamadan. That's, the city where we were just watching. The people of Asadabad have gone to the police station in the city to demand the release of a number of detainees. The gunfire sounds related to AK-47 shots. So the detainees that they're referring to are pretty much innocent Iranians. Sorry. Innocent Iranians who are just fighting for freedom. So let's tune in. I mean, that's just that's horrifying. And for those of you who are wondering why Iranians haven't been able to overthrow the Islamic dictatorship, I mean, there you go. Right? This is what they've been doing to us for the last 47 years. The only reason that you're hearing about it now is because we actually have internet and social media and, cameras on our phones. And so we're able to share the truth with you, right? But this has been going on for 47 years. They literally murder us, and no one reports on it. No one talks about it, right? This is literally happening. Like this this video was posted just 2 hours ago. Yeah. Here's another one. Tuesday, the third day of nationwide strikes and protests, the echoing of nighttime chants in Ekbatan. Okay, so that was in Hamadan. We're now going back to Tehran. So let's see what people in Tehran have to say. So a woman yelled "Marg bar diktator," which means death to the dictator. Of course, by the dictator, they're referring to Ali Khamenei, the supreme dictator of the Islamic Republic. And you can hear them saying like "Marg bar Khamenei," right? Khamenei, again, the supreme dictator of the Islamic Republic. There you go. So a lot of chants for the end of the terrorist Islamic Republic. Here are Iranians in London. Iranians in London went to the Islamic Republic consulate and they demonstrated in solidarity with people in occupied Iran. So they're saying this is the final battle. Pahlavi will return. So I just want to point out for the non-Iranians, be prepared to see a number of pro-Shah, anti-Islam demonstrations by Iranians in various countries. As you can see, it's already started in London, UK. And the way that you can tell, there's of course bad guys as well, right? So you want to avoid the bad Iranians who are pro-Islamic regime. So the way that you can always tell the good guys from the bad guys is a number of ways. So first of all, the Shah, pro-Iran, pro-democracy Iranians, they're always going to have the lion and sun flag, right? So you see the flag there. That's pretty much the flag that's behind me as well. So you're going to see, where is it? The lion and sun flag, okay? So that's the first sign. And then of course you're always going to see at least one flag of Israel. And that's because we Iranians, we always stand with Israel. So and part of our one of the most important policies when it comes to our overthrowing the Islamic dictatorship, one of the most important policies that we are going to implement immediately is that we are going to normalize relations with Israel, and we're also going to normalize relations with America. So you're always going to see at least one flag of Israel being waved by Iranians at these events. And then, of course, you're always going to see the flag of whatever host country, that Iranians are in. So given that this demonstration is happening in the UK, that's why you see the flag of Iran. Again, the lion and sun flag, right? So that's the flag that's behind me. You're going to see the flag of Israel, and you're going to see the flag of the UK. If this was happening in Canada, for example, you would see the flag of Iran, the flag of Israel, and the flag of Canada. If you were in the US, again, Iran, Israel, US. So that's a very good way to be able to distinguish between the good guys and the bad guys. And I mean, I don't think there's actually any Israelis at this event, but Iranians always make a point of flying at least one flag of Israel in order to show their solidarity with Israel. So there you go. So these are demonstrations. This is a demonstration happening in London. If you see demonstrations happening in your countries, I just want you to know, Iranians, they're peaceful. The chants sound angry because, of course, we are angry. We are chanting against the terrorist Islamic dictatorship. So there will be some anger there. However, the anger is not at like the country that we're in or anything like that. So it's just anger at the Islamic dictatorship. So because when we protest and when we chant, we're very, very passionate about it. So just listen in here, and you'll see what I mean. And like, if you didn't know what they were saying, you would be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? So what they're chanting here is they're saying, in akharin nabarde Pahlavi barmigarde, which means this is the final battle. Pahlavi is returned. Pahlavi barmigarde. In akharin nabarde Pahlavi barmigarde. In akharin nabarde Pahlavi barmigarde. So there you go. So that's an example of what many of you might be seeing in various countries. So yeah, I mean, keep an eye out. Again, if you see the line, so I mean, if you see the lion and sun flag in like a wreath, and if you see a flag of Israel there, you're pretty much good. And then of course the flag of whatever host country, because we Iranians were very, very respectful of the countries that we're in. We integrate very well. And one of the reasons that you never really hear about us or see us or anything is because we just integrate well into whatever countries that we immigrate to. There you go. So Okay, so here's more videos of violence. So these are more clashes by the terrorist Islamic dictatorship going after peaceful Iranians. So right now in Khorram Abad is a city that's close to where I was born. Motari Park reports indicate that police forces and special units have damaged public property during the protests. Witnesses say these destructions occurred when crowd control became difficult for these forces. Interesting. Isn't it interesting how the Islamic dictatorship feels the need to crowd control peaceful Iranians who are fighting against Islam, right? RA Atlantic, Fifi, free Iran from Islamism. Free. I love that. You know what? Fifi. I'm gonna make a note of that. Like, I love that. Fifi. Okay. Fifi. Free Iran. Guys, sometimes you come up with like the best lines. So free Iran from Islamism. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, free Iran from Islamism for sure. And Daniel says, I'm so glad you're speaking about this. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Of course, I'm going to be speaking about this, like, especially as an Iranian, right? I mean, it's just the amount of news that's coming out. Oh, Goldie, when will you have Matt Tardio on your channel? I don't know. Should I have Matt on my channel? I mean, Matt and I follow each other on X. Like, we're mutuals. Should I bring him on at some point? Like, what would you want? What would you want me to talk to Matt about? I mean, I have a lot of respect for Matt. Like, Matt's been like Matt's been a big supporter of Iranians fighting against the Islamic Republic. So yeah, like Matt's great, but I mean, do you want me to bring him on? Raymond? Yeah. Tal. Okay, so I would like listen. Tal and I WhatsApp all the time. Tal is like someone that I admire very much. He's not actually an Iranian Jew. Tal's an Iraqi Jew. He's from Iraq. Emily Schrader. Like, again, I'm good friends with Emily Schrader. Like, we WhatsApp all the time, guys. Okay, guys, you guys forget. I was a politician. Like I was in politics for 10 years and I was a politician for 7 years. So I pretty much have almost every single name that you can think of like on my phone. Like, I've connected with these people at one point or another. But of course, being a politician, most of the stuff I did was like behind the scenes. But I mean, now that I'm not a politician anymore, I'm just kind of like doing my own thing. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, Matt's great. I mean, no, like, no, I'm not connected to Lauren Southern. Like, I'm not connected to like the Lauren Southerns or the Megan Kellys or I don't know, like the Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson's. Like, that's just I avoid people. Well, not I avoid, like I avoid the Candace and the Candaces and the Tuckers, but Lauren Southern, I never had an opportunity to connect with Lauren Southern, but I've connected with more people than you think. Like, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I could bring people on my show. Like, who do you want me to bring on? Like, I'm speaking about Iran right now. I don't know. All right, let's go to the next video here, guys. Okay. Here's another one. So, guys, this is like I just want to show you guys, like, so when people are asking like why Iranians are not able to rise up or why they have difficulty rising up. So here you go. This is literally today, right? Tuesday. And This is so Iranians are chanting Javid Shah. This is another city called Fulad Shah. So they're yelling Javid Shah, long live the king, right? So these are Iranians who are saying, we want the Shah of Iran to return to Iran. But yet you're never going to see this video. You're never going to see this video in mainstream media, right? Because it literally does not fit the narrative. Oh, and I just want to say apparently there's like a new slogan. So for all the Iranians watching, apparently یه شعار جدید اومده بیرون. حالا انگار میخوایم ببینیم شعار جدید راجع به پهلوی چیه. So let's see what the new slogan is. Interesting. So the young people in Iran, like these are literally Gen Z. So the Gen Z have come up with a new anti-Islam pro-Shah slogan. So breaking news, you guys get it live on my live stream. So the Iranian Gen Z have come up with a new slogan, anti-Islam pro-Shah, and it basically translates to scream Sayyid Ali. Sayyid Ali, of course, refers to Khamenei, the supreme dictator of the Islamic regime. So it says, scream Sayyid Ali, he's coming, Pahlavi. So Pahlavi is coming. So let's listen to this. And then in Farsi, it's what? Zejje bezan Sayyid Ali dare miyad Pahlavi. So Zejje bezan Sayyid Ali means scream. Sayyid Ali refers to Khamenei. So it's basically Khamenei scream because Pahlavi is coming back. Who is Pahlavi? Pahlavi is the Shah of Iran. For the person in the YouTube super chat who's spreading false information and propaganda by saying he already said he's not interested in running Iran, he will come back, but it will be to be a diplomatic leader, but not come back to run the country. Take your false information and propaganda somewhere else. What he actually said, what the Shah of Iran actually said is that at this moment in time, he is prepared to come back as the leader of the official opposition, and it will be up to the Iranian people to determine whether or not they want to go back to a constitutional monarchy and have him as the Shah, or whether or not they want a republic. Now, I can tell you that 90% of Iranians want to go back to a constitutional monarchy. But that comment there, by the way, I banned and deleted you. But that comment there is part of the false information and propaganda that the jihadis and Islamists put out. So he actually never said that he is not interested in leading the country. He said that he's not interested in coming back as the Shah unless the people vote him in through a referendum to restore the constitutional monarchy that existed prior to 1979. And the fact that you are taking that sentence and you are twisting it around and putting out fake propaganda news, shame on you. So that's why I deleted you, because you do not deserve to comment in this YouTube live stream. I'm not interested in tolerating any fake news or propaganda about Iran. We Iranians know what we want, and just because certain people are not politically savvy enough to understand the nuances and conversations when people are speaking, that's more an issue on them than it is. Guys, oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so my mom is watching the YouTube channel, and she just corrected me on my pronunciation in like my Farsi pronunciation. So I said that wrong. She just sent me a voice message. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Okay, wait. Zajje bezan. Okay. So she says it means geriye bokon, narahati bokon. So zajje bezan. Okay, now I understand. So zajje bezan Said Ali means like Goldie, like howl, not Goldie, Said Ali, like cry, howl, screech, right? Like cope. So Said Ali, cry, howl, screech, cope, because Pahlavi is coming. And the proper translation is zajje. So there you go. Thanks, Maman. Merci, Maman. آبرومو بردی جلو همه. No, I love that. That's too funny. Okay. So there we go. That's why I check my YouTube chats sometimes. So مرسی مامان که کمکم کردی تلفظمو درست بگم. So there you go. All right, we're gonna go to a few more videos and then I'm going to end the live stream. But this is just, I hope that this shows you how like crazy things are getting. Oh, there's Emily, my good friend Emily Schrader. Love her. Okay, here you go. So this is another video of Hamadan. So when I say that things are getting very, very violent, this is what I'm referring to. So this says Tuesday the 9th of day. So this is, today, the third day of nationwide strikes and protests, video of the Islamic Republic terrorists directly firing at people in Hamadan. So again, keep in mind, Iranian people have been peacefully demonstrating, right? They've just been peacefully demonstrating because they just want to live in a free, secular, democratic country that is not governed by Islam and Sharia law. And this is how the Islamic dictatorship responds. So here you go. I mean, it's horrifying, right? Like it's horrifying. This is how. Oh, interesting. So the Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi, he put out another statement 4 hours ago. All right, let me read this for you guys. So, again, for those of you who don't know, the Shah of Iran, he is the official leader of the Iranian opposition. He put out a video message yesterday. So, maybe before I share this message with you, why don't I play his video message from yesterday? That will give you a little bit of context, and then I will share.
درود میفرستم به شما بازاری ها و مردمی که خیابان های تهران را به دست خود گرفته اید. وضعیت اقتصادی مملکت تا زمانی که این رژیم سر کار هست رو به زوال خواهد بود. زمان این رسیده است که همبستگی خود را بیش از پیش حفظ بکنیم. از تمام اقشار جامعه می‌خواهم که به سایر همیهنانتون که در خیابان‌ها هستند بپیوندید و شعار سقوط نظام را سر دهید. و به خصوص پیام من به نیروهای امنیتی و انتظامی این است: سرنوشت خود را به دست خودتان بگیرید. این نظام در حال فروپاشی است. در مقابل مردم نایستید، به مردم بپیوندید. ما پیروزیم چون حق با ماست و متحد و یک صدا هستیم.
Okay, so that was his message that he put out yesterday. It was a video message in Persian, of course. So let me just read his new message for you that he put out literally 4 hours ago. So he also added an English translation, which is nice because that gives me an opportunity to share it with you. So he writes, "My courageous compatriots, your presence in the streets across Iran has kindled the flame of a national revolution. The continuation and expansion of your presence and taking control of the streets is today our foremost vital priority. I call upon the people of Iran to join in with the nationwide strikes and protests. Government employees, workers in the energy and transportation sectors, truck drivers, nurses, teachers and academics, artisans and entrepreneurs, retirees, and those who have lost their savings. Everyone, unite and join this national movement. Across Iran, Tehran, Karaj, Qazvin, Rasht, Sari, Gorgan, Semnan, Bojnord, Mashhad, Birjand, Zahedan, Kerman, Yazd, Shiraz, Bandar Abbas, Bushehr, Yasuj, Ahvaz, Shahr Kurd, Isfahan, Khorramabad, Ilam, Kermanshah, Sanandaj, Urmiye, Tabriz, Ardabil, Zanjan, Hamadan, Arak, and Qom. By the way, those are all cities in Iran. So he's basically urging all major cities across Iran to rise up and join in the what he calls the national revolution, right? So he is referring to what's happening right now in the streets as the national revolution, and he is asking people all across the country, including in all major cities, to rise up. Now, he also has a oh wow, this is interesting. So I've never seen this before. I've never seen him address Iranians outside of Iran. He's always addressed Iranians within the country. Now he is addressing Iranians in the diaspora. So that includes me. So I mean, let's see what he's saying to the rest of us. That includes me. I ask Iranians abroad from Australia and East Asia to Europe and North America to redouble your activities within the framework of the Rise Iran campaign to amplify the voice of the Iranian people to the media, international institutions, foreign governments, and parliaments. Well, that's why I'm live streaming. That's why I'm live streaming, and I will continue to live stream, and I will continue to raise awareness about what's happening in occupied Iran. So there we go. Yay, thank you. Iran and its streets belong to the Iranian nation. I love that, right? You know how he says Iran and the streets belong to the Iranian nation. He doesn't say it belongs to Islam. He doesn't say it belongs to Sharia law. He says Iran belongs to Iranians. And we will be victorious because we are united and we are many. Very true, very true. Long live Iran, Reza Pahlavi. There you go. So that was his message from 4 hours ago. If you'll just indulge me, let me just retweet this. Breaking important message from the King Ron. Where's that? There we go. My nails get in the way sometimes. All right, so I retweeted that because that was very important to do. But there you go. So there's a live breaking news. The king of Iran, the leader of the Iranian national resistance, put out a message 4 hours ago encouraging Iranians to continue. Not only Iranians in occupied Iran, but he also sent a message to the rest of us who are outside of Iran. And guys, you wouldn't believe the Iranian diaspora, like the percentage is pretty big. Like 10% of Iranians live outside of Iran. That's actually huge. That's pretty significant compared to other countries. Like I think maybe only China or maybe India have a higher diaspora that live outside of the country. And one of the reasons that Iranians, 10% of us, live outside of occupied Iran is, of course, we've escaped an Islamic dictatorship, right? So there's a huge diaspora. So that was very interesting. I've never seen him, because again, I've monitored all of his messages, I've shared all of his messages. I've never seen him directly address the Iranian diaspora, but it's kind of nice that he did that. Like it's a very sort of, it's a very nice way to unify all of us, right? And it's a very nice way to um tie in together the efforts of those inside occupied Iran and those who are outside of occupied Iran, raising awareness. So yeah, there you go. Doesn't that, now you guys know why I do these live streams, right? I'm here to raise awareness and be a voice for people in occupied Iran, because they're literally risking their lives, and as you saw from the videos, like they're literally being shot at, taken prisoner. So the least I could do as someone who's outside of occupied Iran is to be a voice for them, because there's no independent media coverage. There's no media on the ground. If it weren't for those of us who are outside of Iran, outside of occupied Iran, raising awareness, no one would ever know about what's actually happening. Gear Killer, hi, Israeli here, learning for a bachelor's degree to be a diplomat on the Abraham Accords. With that, I can tell you they will be free soon, definitely. I'd love to do diplomacy with them ASAP. Thank you so much. Oh, I love that. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I hope you're enjoying it. This is definitely a pro-Iran, pro-Israel, pro-America, pro-West channel. So you are in the right place. Welcome and good luck with your bachelor's degree. I hope it takes you to very interesting places. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So, aw, Kayla, you're gonna make me emotional. God bless you, Goldie. I'm an American Catholic, and we stand with Persians and Israel. I love you so much. Yeah, like the Islamic dictatorship wants Americans to think that Iranians hate Americans or whatever. It's literally not true. Iranians, we love America. We love Christians. We love Jews. We love Israel. Iran is one of the oldest civilizations in the world. We've existed for thousands of years before Islam was invented, and prior to 1979. Iran was actually one of the biggest allies of the United States. It was only when our country was occupied by Islam that we turned into the 7th century Islamic hellhole. And many of us escaped because we were just like, what the heck is this? So that's what we're fighting for. We're basically fighting to free our country from Islam and Sharia law. And I just hope that, at least for those of you who are watching this live stream and who are supporting us, please also take the lessons, right? Like learn from our mistakes as Iranians, learn from the mistakes that we made when we trusted the Ayatollahs, learn from the mistakes that we made when we trusted the communists, because look where it got us. It turned our country into a 7th century Islamic hellhole governed by Sharia law. And now we're seeing that same behavior in Western countries. We're seeing it in Canada. We're seeing it in Australia. We're seeing it in Europe. We're seeing it to some degree in the US. And guys, I haven't even done a live stream yet on the Somali fraud. Like I was actually going to focus on the Somali fraud in America this week, and how like these Somalis have basically defrauded American taxpayers, and they've been sending like millions of dollars to Al-Shabaab, which is literally an Islamic terrorist group, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, are you kidding me? So I don't know, these like Democrats imported Somali Muslim terrorists into America in order to buy the vote, and then the Somali Muslim terrorists have been defrauding American taxpayers and sending American taxpayer dollar like money to Islamic terrorists in Somalia. Really? Like it's I was going to speak about that this week, but of course then um everything with Iranians happened, and of course, you know, as an Iranian, that for me takes precedence. But guys, I haven't forgotten about America, and I do plan on speaking about the Islamic terrorism problem in the United States, because whew, boy, like it is bad. It is so bad what's going on. Like the amount of fraud, like I mean, all I can say is like Trump was right. Like the comments he made, the comments he made, I I can't disagree with him. I can't disagree after seeing what that community has done with with American taxpayer dollars. Like I can see why Trump is frustrated, and he has every right. But that's for a different live stream. But I do want to say that I love America. And Texas is my favorite state. So I've said this before, but Texas is my favorite state. I hope, you know, if you're not from Texas, it doesn't offend you, but I do love Texas very much. But thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. Morgan, super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on going, guys. I actually reached 100,000 subscribers yesterday. Oh wow! Oh my gosh! I'm now at 101. I'm at 101,000 subscribers now. So, that's huge for me. That's huge for me, and that's all because of you and your support. So that means a lot to me, and it gives me encouragement to keep on doing what I am doing. You guys just give me energy. So okay. Wait, let me go back to Manoto here because I want to share some more videos from Manoto. Because we're getting to the 2.5 hour mark, and I promised myself I'm only going to do a 2 hour live stream today, but there's a lot going on. Let's see. Mahir Tusi covered most of it though. Okay, so here's a good one. Here's a good one to end the live stream on for tonight. So this is a city called Arak. Okay, so again, a lot of cities all over Iran are demonstrating against the Islamic dictatorship. But the one thing, like if there's one thing you take from this live stream, is that the demonstrations that you're seeing are not about the economy. So you're gonna see a lot of articles from non-Iranians who are speaking about how these demonstrations are because of the real falling so low. Sorry, I need to. I've been talking so much, I'm losing my voice. Okay. So you're gonna see a lot of media outlets talking about how these demonstrations are happening because Iranians are protesting against the rial, and how the rial has fallen to a historic low of 1.4 million rials to $1. That is the wrong context. So yes, the initial demonstrations did start with complaining about the total collapse of the economic and financial system. However, as is typical in occupied Iran, these demonstrations, like some event will spark it, but then they will inevitably very quickly evolve into anti-Islam, pro-Shah, pro-revolution demonstrations, right? And so for someone who said BBC is like lying or gaslighting you, 100%. Do not trust the BBC. We Iranians call the BBC Ayatollah BBC. In fact, the BBC was instrumental in spreading fake news about the Shah of Iran and spreading fake news about the Islamic Republic, and was instrumental in gaining support for the Islamic radicals that overtook our country in 1979. So do not trust the BBC. We call them Ayatollah BBC. The BBC will not give you the accurate info on what's happening. So here is the truth. Here is the accurate info. And this is from an X account called Manoto News. Okay, so in Farsi there it says Otaq Khabar Manoto, but you can see like their English handle is called Manoto News. So if you want real news about what's happening in occupied Iran, if you are on X, formerly known as Twitter, you want to go to Manoto News, and if you search for it, you'll find it. Like I'm happy, like I'll put the link in the YouTube chat, okay? So there you go. That's Manoto News in case you guys are on X. This is one of the few Iranian media outlets that Iranians trust, and as you can see, they have like a WhatsApp Telegram channel, and Iranians use this phone number to share videos of what's happening in occupied Iran to Manoto News, so that Manoto News can then broadcast that info and share it with the world. So as you can see, I want to share the most recent post from Manoto News. I just refreshed the screen to make sure it's the most recent one. So this is what I want to leave you with, okay? If these demonstrations are about the economic financial collapse, for example, and if Iranians are just complaining about the economy, so then why would Iranians right now be chanting, here you go. So this is what they wrote in Farsi, and I literally just used the translate feature on X to translate it, okay? So it says Arak. Arak is the name of the city in occupied Iran. So it says the Shah comes home, Zahak overthrown. So the Shah, of course, that's the Shah of Iran. Zahak, Zahak is the name of a demon in Iranian mythology. So all right, let's go on a quick Iranian mythology rabbit hole very, very quickly. And then and that will give you some context. So Zahak is one of the most evil demons in Iranian mythology, okay? So Zahak is the personification of evil, literally. So when we say no, it's not. Zahak is not part of the Muslim faith. Zahak is pre-Islam. So Zahak is part of like Iranian mythology, nothing to do with Islam. This is like our mythology, stories, history, whatever that have existed for thousands of years, right? So Zahak is a personification of evil in Iranian mythology and culture. In the Avesta and Zoroastrian tradition, Zahak is considered the son of Ahriman, the foe of Ahura Mazda. So Zahak is the son of an Arab ruler named Murdas. So calling someone Zahak is literally like one of the most insulting and evil things you can do. Like it's literally evil personified, right? And Didn't Zahak have like Zahak مگه مار نداشت? Was that Zahak? Wait, let me see. Yeah. So Zahak, so there you go. So not only was Zahak considered evil personified, but Zahak was also known for having two snakes on his shoulders, right? And so this evil demon called Zahak, here we go. Here's a good oh yeah, my mom just messaged me. So she's probably gonna answer my question about Zahak. Wait, what's she saying?
میگفتن ضحاک روی شوناش
Yeah.
مار داشته رو هر دو تا شونش و باید هر روز خون جوونا رو میخورده برای این خیلی ایوال واقعا ایوال بوده
Oh, Maman, I love you. So she just confirmed what I was saying. So my mom is literally watching me and she just confirmed that what I'm saying about Iranian mythology is true. I love you, Maman. So here's a picture of Zahak. Let me make this bigger. Here we go. So this is Zahak. So he was like an evil demon. And as you can see, he had two snakes on his shoulders, right? And so as the story goes, Zahak was part of the occupiers. So Zahak was a foreigner. He wasn't Iranian. He was an occupier. He was a demon. He was he looks like a normal guy in Europe. Oh, it's so funny. Anyways, so I'm not going to comment on that. But anyway, like going back to Iranian mythology. So Zahak, evil demon with two snakes on his shoulders. And my understanding is that he was occupying Iran for like, 1,000 years or something. And then in order to survive, he had to feed the brains of an Iranian youth to his two shoulder snakes every day. Okay, so you see, like in his cup, he's got like brains. So that's because in Iranian mythology, Zahak, this like evil foreign invader, um, in order to stay alive, he had to feed the brain of an innocent Iranian youth to his two snakes every day. So that's Zahak in Iranian mythology. You can look it up. Just it's literally the spelling is literally Zahhak, Zahak. You can look it up. So why did I give you that context? Because Iranians right now in occupied Iran are chanting, "The Shah comes home, Zahak overthrown." Who is Zahak today? Our modern day Zahak is Ali Khamenei. Our modern day Zahak is the Islamic dictatorship that we consider is a foreigner, right? So that they're a foreign non-Iranian invasion, and much like the Zahak in Iranian mythology that was murdering innocent Iranians every day in order to eat their brains, Ali Khamenei and the Islamic dictatorship are literally murdering on average 3 Iranians every day. And so just like that horrible myth about Zahak murdering Iranians to feed his shoulder snakes, we consider Khamenei the Zahak of our time. And because Khamenei isn't even really Iranian, like he's like a occupier foreigner anyway. So this is the chant. So 3 days in. So we're now 3 days into the nationwide strikes, and the protests against the Islamic dictatorship, Iranians are still continuing, but now they're chanting again. So they're saying Shah miyad be khune, Zahak sarnegune, which means the Shah comes home, Zahak is overthrown. So despite all the horrific violence and torture that Iranians are going through and have been going through for the last 47 years, Iranians are still hopeful, and they are still fighting to overthrow Zahak, the evil Islamic demon, right? So let's just listen into the chant here, and keep an eye out for the just listen for the word Zahak, right? Now you know what Zahak means. So did you see? It's like Shah miyad be khune, Zahak sarnegune. I'm gonna pause right before they say Zahak. Okay, so they said Shah miyad be khune. Now they're going to say Zahak sarnegune, which means Zahak is overthrown. Zahak, of course, the evil like demon with like the snakes on his shoulders, which we refer, like basically Khamenei. So there you go. That's the most recent updates from occupied Iran. Oh, Naraxis, support to you and your mama from the US. To the Persian people, your courage, restraint, and endurance in the face of injustice is deeply admirable. Many stand with you and hope for your freedom. Thank you so much. Thank you, Naraxis. I appreciate that, and I know my mother certainly does appreciate your kind words. I'm sure she's monitoring all of you in the chat and just watching along. She's very shy, but she does appreciate all of your kind words. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight for this episode of the Goldie Show. Like I said, I'm going to be monitoring and keeping an eye on things, but as I showed you in the videos, things have become very violent. Iranians are being shot at. Iranians are being arrested. They're being taken away. But as you can see, Iranians are also fighting back. They're not backing down. And so this is what's really interesting, is that it's now been 3 days and Iranians are not backing down. They are literally out in the streets right now. Like, this video is from tonight. They're out in the streets and they're saying the Shah will return. Khamenei, Zahak is overthrown, right? So if anything, Iranians are becoming even more bold, even more brave. And so we might be seeing a snowball effect. Who knows? But I'll be monitoring everything. And to all of you who tuned in and supported me, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to the channel members. Thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to everyone who sent a super chat. I'm probably not going to do a live stream tomorrow because it's New Year's Eve. And I have plans. I have personal plans, but I will make you a promise. If for some reason I find out that the Islamic dictatorship is overthrown or Khamenei is dead, or if there's some like big major news, I will do a live stream. But aside from that, I probably won't do a live stream tomorrow, but I will see you all on January 1st. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I wish you all a happy new year, all the best in 2026. Thank you guys for making 2025 so amazing for me. And thank you so much for helping me grow my channel. Like it's literally been an amazing 3 months, and it's such an honor for me to be here, and such an honor for me to know that I have so much support. I mean, sure. I mean, let's let's hope for a stream tomorrow. But like I said, unless I hear news that the Islamic Republic has been overthrown, or I don't know if the 12-day like if the IDF attacks the Islamic regime, or if President Trump, goes after Fordo again, I probably won't do a live stream. So don't count on it. But again, like if it's like just some crazy big news, I will do something last minute. But thank you so much to all of you. Thank you all, and yeah, wishing you all the best in the new year. And as always, to all my Iranian followers, پاینده ایران و جاوید شاه. تا ابد و ابد جاوید شاه.